Hello everybody, Tina Hamzi speaking from DS Avocats offices in Casablanca. Morocco was one of the first African countries to recognize the People's Republic of China. Morocco and China ranks first among Asian partners countries for Morocco with 46% share of the trade of Morocco with Asia. The Chinese investments have exploded during the 5 last years in Morocco due to the new project and specifically public projects launched by Moroccan government due to the preparation of World Cup in 2030. So the investments have increased, and 2024 Chinese direct investment in Morocco exceeded $500 million with a strong concentration in the Tangier tech zone. Investments are more concentrated in technology, in automotive industry, and in infrastructure, specifically in railways infrastructures. So Morocco is the first competitive country in North Africa. More than 180 connections with 71 countries in Europe and in Africa. It's a strategic hub for all the trade and exchanges and economic exchanges with Europe and with Africa. And it's the second most attractive investment destination in Africa. For what concerns the current projects of Chinese investors in Morocco, we can talk about the Gigafactory Goshen High-Tech project for an initial investment of $1.3 billion. The joint venture between CNGR and Almada for a battery materials factory. The Cité Mohammed VI Tangier Tech, that is a project supported by China Road and Bridge Corporation, and the construction of the Gerada thermal power plant that is financed by China Exim Bank in a proportion of 85%. Large companies are already established, as Huawei, as ZTE, as Oppo. For the automotive industry, we have BYD Auto and a partnership between Autohall and Dongfeng Motors. The framework for Chinese investment in Morocco has been developed, and tax, customs, financial and foreign exchange advantages are granted to Chinese investors with the new investment charter from December 2022. So Chinese investors are granted tax exemption or reduction for 5 years and also preferential treatment for regional development. They can benefit from exemption or reduction in import and export duties in some free zones. They can benefit from state aid, and for some big projects of investments in Morocco, Chinese investors can sign investment agreements and conventions with the Moroccan government and can benefit from some state aids. They also benefit from convertibility regime for foreign investment transactions, and they can, in this context, benefit from possibility re-export the project or their investment without being obliged to get the authorization from the Foreign Exchange Office. Chinese investors in Morocco can also benefit from the tax convention signed between Morocco and China. And there is also an agreement between Morocco and China on the reciprocal protection of investment entered into force on May 2000. China and Morocco have also signed a convention on mutual assistance in civil commercial matters. For what concerns industrial zones, it is the former free trade zones, and they benefit from investment incentives aiming at developing certain activities And these are typically the zones where Chinese investors implement their projects. For what concerns human resources, the procedure for obtaining a foreign employment contract has been simplified, and this is one of the main issues Chinese investors face usually in Morocco. They also can benefit from an ALEC and lighter seconded employee scheme applicable. Chinese investors can also benefit from an institutional framework put in place by the Moroccan authorities with the Agence Marocaine de Développement des Investissements et des Exportations, the Moroccan Agency for the Development of Investment and Export. That is a public organization in charge of promoting investment and export. This agency usually assists Chinese investors when they want to launch and implement their project of investment in Morocco. There are also centers, the regional investment centers, the CRE, that are regional one-stop shops responsible for facilitating and supporting investors in all phases of their projects in Morocco. The ASMEX, that is a professional organization that represents and defends the interests of Moroccan exporters and also of the Moroccan entities that are set up by Chinese investors in Morocco. And finally, the CGEM, that is the Confederation of the Enterprises in Morocco. Within the CGEM, there is a Chinese Morocco Council that is in charge of assisting the Chinese investors in Morocco.
Thank you so much for the sharing.